The Foothill Gold Line from Pasadena to Azusa broke ground in June 2010 and will be substantially complete in late September 2015, when it will begin pre-revenue service. 6 new stations have been built as part of this phase of the line. Each provides a unique experience through the work of public artists. Artists were selected by the respective station city to create artwork that represents the community, its history, and culture. Over the past few years, the artists have been hard at work in their studios and with their fabrication partners, bringing their initial concepts to fruition, as well as overseeing installation of their artwork at the stations. In this video, we'll visit Azusa Downtown station artist Jose Antonio Aguirre as he completes preparations and installation of his art pieces at the Azusa Downtown station.
The portals are located in the middle of the ramp that leads you into the platform. And the idea of putting them there was, I wanted the rider to feel like they were going to a threshold, that this was like a door to a discovery. Looking around at the downtown area, especially the old auditorium and the now considered Wells Fargo Bank, I found motifs that people probably never seen. They don't pay attention to them. So I tried to rescue that and integrate them as part of my design. And now I'm departing from the usual medium that I have used in my projects, which is mostly Byzantine and Venetian glass mosaic and hand-carved limestone. So in this one, I'm starting to experiment with a new material such as GFRC.
GFRC is glass fiber reinforced concrete. In normal concrete, you use stones, rocks. In glass fiber reinforced concrete, you replace the rocks with fibers. That's what gives you a strong, crack-free and light surface.
Initially, my budget just allowed for one portal, but making this happen in this material made possible to have 2 portals in 2 platforms. Here you have a mold and you can make 20, 50 pieces of the same thing. I say, okay, man, if I can do 2 portals and I just open my mind and I play with this new medium and see what it does, why not? Part of the design from the beginning, I always looked into the old Azusa monument for First World War, which had this very interesting sort of like a crown made of metal and lighting on top. The only existence that we have is the pictures. So when I look into that, I say it would be great to rescue the monument, with the conclusion that the best position was on top of the portal as a welcome element, keeping the essential design but making a new, more contemporary approach into it.
I've been working with metals for 34 years. As soon as I see the drawing on one plane, I already know how it's going to look from the top, from the side, from the bottom. My mind worked on a 3D, so I converted right away. And then I start sending Jose Antonio questions. What about this? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? For me, it's a pleasure to be a complement of his vision.
I decided to bring public art into the community, to be part of the making of the art, the fabrication. Our consultant, Leslie Elwood, she knows a teacher here, and she says, I think that the perfect spot could be APU because they have an art program. It might be very exciting for them, and in this way, we can bring into the picture a very old university in the area.
I was very excited to get our faculty on board, get our students plugged in, and to participate with him in this mosaic project.
You have to be careful. It's not about rushing it. If you follow the directions that I'm doing it's going to flow very easily and it's going to look very nice. But the first thing I want to tell you, the designs are based on the baskets or weavings of the Gabrielino Tongva Indians, who were the people who reside in here. So in a way, we're trying to keep the history alive. Those pieces, when they are completed, will be taken into the site, and then a specialist team of installers will set them onto the base of the columns using the traditional mortar.
16 columns have mosaics at the base, and that means 32 mosaics each side.
Through my research, I found out that they use a lot of, let's call it the zigzag. They also use a lot of spiritual images. That's what you see in the center, the spiral or the star.
He really honors the history of the valley, the Native Americans that were here first, all of the old architecture. It's going to be wonderful. To have these murals at a station in Azusa forever, and to know that when they get on that train, they can look and see, I made that, I'm part of this. They feel like they have some ownership.
Well, I hope that the riders, when they arrive or go through my station, they feel a sensation of exuberance. What I mean about that, first of all, to see the richness of the color, of the forms and shapes, get a sense of going into the past, being in the present, and perhaps even foreseeing the future.
The Foothill Gold Line from Pasadena to Azusa is part of the expanding system of rail lines funded by LA County's Measure R. The Foothill Gold Line Construction Authority is responsible for the line's planning, design, and construction. The Construction Authority will be substantially complete with construction in late September 2015, when the agency turns the line over to LA Metro for pre-revenue service. Metro anticipates starting passenger service in 2016. For more information on the Foothill Gold Line, or to view other videos about the project, visit www.foothillgoldline.org.